How about some buying fading here, Scott? We'll start with you. Who's a player that, compared to draft position, not necessarily a player that you're entirely out on, but you're seeing him go earlier than you would prefer so far?
I hate doing this. This is just the way I generally draft. Gunnar Henderson's the hot prospect here. And look, he got a cup of coffee with Baltimore last year and looked the part, but it's not a great hitter's park. There's one of the few teams. We always hear about these teams moving in the fences. Baltimore recently moved back the fences, and they want to play a pitching and defense kind of style. And just because he's the shiny new toy, I just feel like you're going to walk into a lot of drafts and people are going to be elbowing themselves out of the way to draft Adley Rutschman, who's going to be a superstar. He was very good last year, almost won the Rookie of the Year, even though he came up late. And they're going to want to draft into Henderson. The Orioles are kind of a buzzy team right now, and I think that's going to make him a round or two overpriced at the draft table.
Yeah, I actually have Gunnar Henderson as a buy, so maybe I'm going to be drafting him in our league, Scott. I will be jumping at that opportunity. I like Gunnar Henderson more than O'Neal Cruz, and I don't understand why Cruz is considered safer than Henderson, because the thing that Henderson has is plate discipline. Strikeouts were a little high when he came up last year, but he's always had a good approach in the minors, not afraid to take a walk. I like the power speed combo. He hits the ball hard. I think there's so many things to like with Henderson. To me, I'm going to be all over it.
How about a fade for you, DJ? We know you're higher on Henderson. It sounds like you're buying compared to Scott, but who's a player that you're fading?
Eugenio Suarez with the Mariners is who I'm fading this year. The power is excellent. I'm not going to question that, but he struck out 31.2% of the time last year, hit just 236. His XBA was 220. This is someone who hit 198 in 2021, 202 in 2020. If that batting average comes down, it could be a tough pill to swallow to use him on a regular basis. And he's just a player you're going to need to balance your lineup with. So you're going to need to balance it out with a high average guy like a Jeff McNeil or Luis Arias. I just see more safety in someone like a Matt Chapman, who fits a similar profile, but has a better lineup around him, better power park, and Chapman actually strikes out less than Suarez. So for me, I'd go after Chapman.
That's interesting because not that Suarez is necessarily a target player for me, but he did hit 236 last year. His career average is 250. I wonder if look, I'll give anybody a pass for the 2020 season. It doesn't excuse what he did in 2021. But remember, in his final year with the Reds, they were trying to make a shortstop out of him. He was just a fish out of water there, and I wonder if that screwed up his hitting a little bit. And I like Seattle. Do they have a top 5 lineup? No, but I think it's a top 10, top 12 lineup. They were obviously a playoff team last year, and then Rodriguez is a really fun player. I like the way this offense is constructed, and right now, for whatever it means, early in February, Suarez might bat third to start the season. So I think I'm a little bit more optimistic on him, understanding that there is batting average risk there, and it's gonna affect the profile of the rest of your lineup. You're gonna want somebody who hits 280 to offset what Suarez will hit. Even an optimist would have to say, well, you got to project him for a below average batting average. I get that. But I'm willing to give him excuse. 2020 was just a weird year for everybody. 2021, they wanted him to play shortstop. That was just a misguided assignment. He made a bunch of errors. He got off to a horrible start. I'm willing to give him a pass for that. He batted 236 last year. If I can get that again with the 30 home runs, I think his ADP makes a lot of sense.